Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Make this go viral. Law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe on the copyright under 17C USC 107. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Make this go viral. Today, I will be doing my reports mostly from Chicago Tribune. But I ran across a video that I wanted to show from Onyx Media, I think it is. And what I'm talking about right now is concerning Kyle Rittenhouse, his mother, and his release. That is where I am at. Hold on, guys. And hello to everybody that's in here, that will be in here later. Please, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, because most people are not subscribed to my channels. I get quite a bit of views, but I need people to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1K subscribers. That would help me a lot, guys, if you would do that for me. Give me a second here. Why is it moving like this? I'm just messing around with the studio, guys. Haven't done very many lives, so I'm just still playing around with the things. Give me a second. Okay, so hold on. Why is it doing this? So I'm gonna go ahead and let this video roll that I came across. It is Onyx News Network, and they posted this on November 11th, and they are talking about Carl Rittenhouse's mom. It's about a 3-minute clip.
It did not justify it in the sense of Wendy Rittenhouse, the Illinois mother of 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse, who was charged in the fatal shooting of 2 men during a protest in Wisconsin, says that neither her son nor the protesters should have been on the street that night, and put much of the blame for what happened on police and the governor. Kyle Rittenhouse is also charged in the August 25th wounding of a 3rd person in Kenosha, Wisconsin, during the demonstration to protest the police shooting of Jacob Blake. Monique Peters joins us now from Dallas, Texas. Monique, Wendy Rittenhouse said that after Jacob Blake, who is Black, was shot 7 times in the back, her son Kyle Rittenhouse felt that he needed to protect.
Hey Joy, how you doing, girl? Long time.
What's your response there? You know, the whole situation is extremely, extremely sad. Here we have a 17-year-old boy facing 5 charges, felony charges, of killing 2 people. It shouldn't have come to that. I watched a few interviews with his mom recently, and it is a very, very sad situation. I feel her pain as a mother. She has a son that was,
had felt that he had to go out there to protect his city. Obviously, because police and the governor were
Joy, I
not
gotta
doing
catch
what
up
they
with
needed
what's
to do to
going on
protect the
over there on your
citizens.
side
So
of
this
the
is what comes of that type of
YouTube.
situation: is the citizens feel like they have to step in and provide the law and order, and it shouldn't have been that way. But in reality, I agree with her. Nobody should have been out on the street, and none of this would have happened.
Monique, she stressed that she understood the pressure that the police were under in this particular capacity, and that they should have deployed reinforcements. But did that, did that justify her son and the shootings and the woundings that he did during this scenario?
It did not justify it in the sense of, like I said, I don't feel like, and I think a lot of people agree, he should not have been out there. However, he did put himself in that situation, and from what I have seen as far as the videos, he was attacked and felt like he needed to defend himself, which is every citizen's right to do. There's a lot of back and forth about whether the weapon he had was legal. I'm hearing that the weapon was purchased for him by a friend, but it did not cross state lines. So there's a little bit of back and forth there. But at the end of the day, his lawyer is basically saying that he was in full right of his Second Amendment rights. And this situation was purely in self-defense. But again, we have to take responsibility for putting ourselves in those types of situations to begin with.
He is being held on a $2 million bond. They're concerned that he is a flight risk. His mother saying that she has only years, said that a legal defense fund has been situated, and that Rittenhouse has received a total of $100,000 for personal expenses. So this is certainly a case that has drawn a lot of attention and also some support in some areas. And it's going to be very interesting to see, Monique, how all this plays out in court in the coming weeks and months. Monique, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Chief.
It is going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I have not been following the case like that to where I know what his mom has been saying and how she feels about certain things, but let me see. The article that they wrote attached to it, it says the mother of an Illinois 17-year-old charged with the fatal shooting of two men during a protest in Wisconsin said neither her son nor the protesters should have been on the street that night, and put much of the blame for what happened on the police and the governor, because basically they're saying if they would have did their job, then her son wouldn't have felt the need to have to go out and protect businesses. And also, I just found out that his friend is the one that I guess bought the gun for him or got it for him. And he's being charged. I didn't know that. But Kyle Rittenhouse of Antioch, Illinois, is also charged in wounding of a third person August 25th in Kenosha. We all seen that on video. During a demonstration to protest the police shooting the Jacob Blake black man. It's a tragedy what happened to Mr. Blake. It is, Wendy Rittenhouse told Chicago Tribune, but my son and everybody else should not have been in Kenosha. Rittenhouse said her son felt he needed to protect the businesses in Kenosha from looting, and that erupted after Blake was shot 7 times in the back. And that's a whole circus too. Like, they charged, he pleaded guilty. I'm talking about Jacob Blake now, to some type of sex crime or something that he said that he didn't do, but he just pleaded. Like, once you plead, you plead. If you didn't do something, then you shouldn't plead guilty. And with him being shot in the back 7 times, I'd be damned if I would have pleaded guilty to something I didn't do. And then they basically saying that the cops is getting off because there was a knife on the floorboard that he was reaching for or towards. I don't believe the man was reaching for no damn knife. I don't even think they believe it, but conveniently, I guess there was a knife on the floorboard. I don't know. But they wouldn't have known that prior to shooting him, though. You know what I'm saying? That didn't play no factor in them shooting that man. Yeah, right. You know they gonna come with a lawsuit. And then Ricky Schroeder of what is it, Silver Spoons, the old show, is the one that helped him with a lot of them. I guess like the community had raised like probably $1 million, $500,000. And then this Ricky Schroeder played a big factor in Rittenhouse getting released. $2 million bond. He is out. And 2 people are dead. One, I wonder how is his arm doing? Did he lose it or what? But I'm gonna go back to Chicago Tribune. Now his mother, I guess, has been doing quite a few interviews, but I'm yet to find one. But I am gonna click on this. Was an interview that was done with her on November 10th. Kyle Rittenhouse's mother says she would have tried to stop her teenage son from going downtown Kenosha with an AR-15 style rifle during a chaotic protest. Okay, she would have tried to stop him. So she didn't know where her son was. That's what it sounded like. Rittenhouse's mother, okay, she would have stopped, but okay, but she didn't know. Thanks for sharing, Joy. What the heck? But she didn't know where he was or what he was doing. By the time she found out, he had fatally shot 2 men and wounded. So he was being a badass. Like his mom didn't even know where he was at. He sounded like he a little, I don't know. He shouldn't have been out that late. His mom definitely should have known where he was going, especially since everybody want to call him a 17-year-old boy. But they could refer to 12-year-old Tamir Rice as a man. But anyway, so she didn't know where her son was at. Since the shooting made international headlines, many have wondered what influence the 17-year-old's parents had on his decision and access to the gun. Yeah, I just seen a picture of him, look like he was 6 or something, with a rifle, with a gun in his hand. I don't know what kind it was. But yeah, he's been shooting. That's why he was such a good shooter. He's been doing this since he came out the womb. So that's just what he was raised to do. But and then all of these like militias starting up, that's basically where he was headed, to become a militia leader. Then the police is like a whole little thing that they do. So she said, well, since the shooting made international headlines, many have wondered what influence the 17-year-old parents had on his decision and access to a gun. In an interview with Tribune, Wendy Rittenhouse, a single mother of 3, conceded her son shouldn't have been there, but declined to talk about the weapon he used. She repeatedly sought to deflect blame for the shooting away from her son and the friend now charged with illegally providing him with the rifle used to shoot 3 men. While she voiced anger at the authorities, some politicians and protesters, she expressed little sympathy towards the family of the men that her son shot. Really? Wow. Hi, Candy. Welcome. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, damn, I would feel bad about them shooting people. I don't know. The video does show, it shows different things, but it shows that it looked like they might have been targeting him, but then they said that they were chasing him because he had already shot somebody. And I mean, the one video I seen, he was just standing there where he had shot the one in the head. He was standing there when everybody came over and tried to give aid to the guy, and then he took off running. But that just kind of blew me away, how the police, when they approached him, They just knew he wasn't who they was looking for. They like, get out the street. He got his hands up. He just knew he was about to go to jail. They like, get out the road. Yeah. So it must be nice. No one should have been there. She said protesters should not have been there, and my son shouldn't have been there either. Rittenhouse, 45, largely has limited her public contact since her son's arrest. Her attorney, John M. Pierce, has been offering time to other media organizations in recent days. She spent much of her Tribune interview calling for her son's bail release. Oh. Asked if she had anything to say to the families of the two men that night, she pointed to a recent online bail hearing at which one man's father made critical comments about her son. Well, of course. His son died. Of course they're going to talk about her son. I'm not saying nothing because I watched when he had his bail hearing, and I'm not going to say anything, she said. Wow. Joseph Rosenbaum is the 36-year-old, and Anthony Huber, 26, died from their injuries, while a third man, Gage, who prosecutors have said was armed with a gun, we seen that, survived being shot in his arm. Rittenhouse attorney have argued he shot all the men in self-defense. This is going to be interesting what happens. I think he's going to get off. What y'all think? Huber tried to stop Rittenhouse from hitting him with a skateboard. After the teen shot Rosenbaum, John Huber's, his father told the court that Kyle Rittenhouse thinks he's above the law and would be a flight risk if he was released. It's not about gun rights. My son was killed. Another man was killed. They didn't deserve to be killed, John Huber said during the hearing. Wow. Kimberly Motley, an attorney of Grosskrecht, said it was troubling that no one prevented a teenager from going to a protest with a gun during a pandemic. I could not think of any good reason why Rittenhouse was carrying a weapon on the streets during a protest, and I don't think he can either. Yeah, that's the other thing. Was it legal for him to carry the gun with him being 17? What's the law with that? Citing the incredibly serious charges, a Kenosha County Court Commissioner found Rittenhouse would be a flight risk and kept his bail at $2 million. He remains, well, this is an old article, in jail on a murder charge and other counts. He has been held here since October 30th, the day he was extradited from Lake County to Wisconsin. I didn't think he was in jail long, but I guess he was in Wisconsin County, extradited from Lake County to Wisconsin. I didn't think he was in jail at all, but another report said he had been locked up for 3 months. As Wendy Rittenhouse and her son's attorney try to raise money for both his release and legal defense funds, she scoffed at the suggestion her son could flee the area before a trial. I have $1.20 in my account, she said. You think I can get on a plane? No, but a lot of people is giving him money, so you didn't have that $2 million he just walked free with either, did you? So yeah, he still is a flight risk, whether he got the money or not. He got celebrities putting up money for him. Old Ricky Schroeder with his old looking butt. Golly, he old as heck. He look old as hell. However, she has received a substantial amount of money in donations. 2 organizations, one that supports gun rights and another that back militias across the country, have given a combined $100,000 to help with personal expenses, Pierce said. He told the Tribune that she has complete control of the money, which is using to pay her bills while on leave from her job and living in an undisclosed location. So this actually just, man, it just made them rich basically. She didn't have no money before. Now she don't have to work. She just, all she got to do is worry about her son because her community is taking care of her. Everybody that agrees that he did the right thing. This kid or this teenager, this man, I should say, he's 17. In most places, I mean, he's an adult, basically, by law. When will he be 18? I mean, because seriously, I remember when my son was 16, there was something going on. I was trying to get something going. Well, let's just say it was an older woman messing with my son. And I wanted to get her for being a pedophile, basically. And they told me, really, he's grown. Like at 16, you know, you can consent and all of this stuff. So whatever. But anyway, individuals online funding campaigns on behalf of those shot have raised over $250K combined. The largest one aims at helping Huber's girlfriend and her daughter with expenses garnered more than $150,000. Anthony decided to use his voice and stand up for a cause that meant something. And a statement on the verified fundraising page read, while peacefully protesting, Anthony selflessly tried to aid in taking down an attacker when he was gunned down. Violent protests erupt in Kenosha after police officers Rustin, who is white, shot Jacob Blake, a 29-year-old black man, several times in the back at close range. The demonstration, fueled by the video of the shooting, turned destructive at levels. Okay, so we know all of that. Rittenhouse was among those. August 25th, unbeknownst to his mother, a certified nursing assistant. Now we know she don't have no money. At a local nursing home, said she worked 16-hour shifts the previous night, slept late the next morning, and was unaware of her son's plans. Yeah, you can't have your eyes on him at all times, but somebody should have been watching his ass. He got guns and he out here acting like he the police. It's a tragedy what happened to Mr. Blake. It is, she said, but my son and everybody else should not have been there. Okay. They love repeating themselves. She said her son does not belong to any militia group, including the Kenosha Guard, which put out a call to arms on Facebook during the unrest, and that's actually why he was there. Prosecutors also have not suggested any connection between her son and militias. Kyle Rittenhouse and friend Dominic Blake initially went to the Kenosha to help clean graffiti off of a school, according to his mother. Oh, so nice. But I did see videos of them doing that. While there, they learned about a used car dealership that had been hit particularly hard the night before and offered to protect the business. And that's where the guy got shot in the head at. Asked if it was an appropriate job for a team, Wendy Rittenhouse said no. The blame, she said, is on the police officers who didn't protect the businesses and the Wisconsin governor, Tony Evers, a Democrat, for failing to deploy reinforcements. Now, this is what his mother said. That's whose fault it is. That her son felt like he needed to be the cops that night and grabbed a gun and went out there shooting. See, if you don't put yourself in a position, you don't have to worry about stuff like this happening. What makes him think he needed to go out there and protect anything? You're not a cop. This shit is crazy. Mind your damn business, Karen. Shit. Now you're in all this mess and trying to get out and blaming everybody else for the choices he made. Prosecutors have charged Kyle Rittenhouse with carrying his gun illegally, an allegation his lawyer dispute. Well, how can he dispute that? Well, I did hear, like, if you have a particular gun and you're of a particular age, you don't need a gun license for it. On Monday, a court commissioner set Black's bail at $2,500 on a felony charges that he supplied a dangerous weapon to a minor, causing death. Black's attorney could not be reached for comments. So the friend is charged for buying the gun. It wasn't so. That was a rumor I had been hearing all along, that his mother is the one that supplied the weapon and dropped him off, but that obviously wasn't true. And then I was thinking, well, hell, at 17 he could have drove himself, right? Most people get their license at 16. And then Wendy, she repeatedly declined to discuss what she knew about her son's weapon. It was semi-automatic weapon. Police reports indicate Black, then 18, bought the gun for Kyle Rittenhouse earlier this year at a North Wisconsin hardware store. Black, who was with Kyle Rittenhouse in Kenosha that night, kept the gun at his stepfather's house in Wisconsin. What? So, wait, he kept it after the shooting? So he hid the weapon for him? That's what they saying? That's a charge. Black told investigators that Wendy Rittenhouse was going to apply for a fire owner's identification card in Illinois so they could legally keep the gun in Antioch, according to the police. So she knew about it. She knew about it then. Wendy Rittenhouse refused to discuss Black's statement to investigators or his alleged role in obtaining the gun, saying only that he loves him like a son, that she loves him like a son. So I guess that's his best friend. She also would not say if she knew her son owned the rifle, but she has no problem with the teenage possessing a gun. We see he was a kid with a gun. That's what they taught him. A native of northern Michigan, she grew up around guns, but does not own her own. A native of northern Michigan, she grew up around guns, but does not own a gun. I believe in my Second Amendment right. I do. She said, I'm 100% right to bear arms. If it's a handgun, a 12 gauge or a 22 AR-15, you have to respect the gun. And I told my son, you have to respect the gun and everything like that. So she knew that he had this gun, is what it sounded more and more to me. But whatever. Social media users accuse Whitney, yeah, that's what I said, Wendy, of driving her son to Kenosha that day, sharing a picture of a woman who was not her as proof. In reality, she was 20 miles away in Illinois getting a COVID-19 test, requiring her job and running errands with her oldest daughter. She said she did not check in with her son until around midnight when she texted him to ask him what he was doing and received a reply about him doing medic duties. She said she briefly fell asleep, but then woke up knowing something was wrong. Alarmed, she and her daughter soon started driving around looking for him, she said. Their search provided futile, and they returned to their Antioch apartment where Kyle and Black were waiting. Describing her memories of that night as fuzzy, Wendy Rittenhouse said the family talked for about 20 minutes before deciding to go to the police department. according to police records. Kyle Rittenhouse told authorities there he shot 2 people and killed at least 1. So he shot 3 and killed 2. Echoing earlier statements from her son's attorney, Wendy Rittenhouse said the teen acted in self-defense. Prosecutors, on the other hand, alleged that Rittenhouse actions showed utter disregard for human life. Well, that's a lot. I want to see really what the friend is getting. Let's see. This is an article. This is an article that was posted on November 20th. Give me a second, guys. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral.
I just do my own thing, yeah, I'm dominating. Riding in my spaceship, going different places. Too much on my mind, I need to give my thoughts some space, yeah. I get how to make it, Mary makes me painless. I just do my own thing, yeah, I'm dominating. Look at how they watching, know they see me popping. I come with no brakes, shorty, ain't no way I'm stopping. I was broke and starving, grocery stores we robbed them. Coming from the mud, you don't really have an option. Falling ain't an option, so I took the cockpit. Riding in my spaceship, I feel like a Martian. Yeah, I really want it, so I'm gonna make it. Said I really want it, yeah, I'm gonna take it. You take me to my high, when I'm low, when I'm hot, don't let go. It's alright, girl, I know that you love it when you feel it deep inside. Like a pole, eat a ride like a pro. Take a ride down the road, I'm your captain.
Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral. All right, guys. I walked away and all my comments gone. What happened to them? They still there. I still see your comments. Yeah, so I wanted to read the article about his friend. So his friend said Kyle Rittenhouse predicted he would spend the rest of his life in prison after shooting 3 people during a chaotic demonstration in Kenosha over the summer. A close friend told police hours after the shooting, prosecutors have since charged Dominic Blake with 2 felony counts of illegally providing Rittenhouse, 17, with the rifle used in the shooting. So the charges don't carry jail time, apparently. Okay. It says Dominic Blake, now 19, told investigators that Rittenhouse fled to the back room of a local business after Kenosha police rebuffed his attempt to turn himself in. Now that's when we seen him lifting his hands up. He just knew he was about to go to jail. They told him to get out the road and asked him, was anybody hurt? Told him to get out the street. Basically, he kept it moving. So that after he did that, that's when he fled to the back room of a local business. And so Black said he met Rittenhouse there and tried to calm him down after he fatally shot 2 men and wounded another. The dude sweating like a pig. He's just freaking out. His face is white. Black said in a recorded interview obtained by the Tribune. He's like, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. I'm done. He's just scared. The interview was recorded August 26th at the Antioch Police Department, where Rittenhouse turned himself in shortly after the shooting. Rittenhouse told his mother and two sisters also sat for interviews with Kenosha detectives that night. Prosecutors have since charged Black with 2 felonies. Okay. I don't know why. Why do they repeat themselves so much in that dang on article? Okay. Commissioner Lauren Keaton found a hearing Thursday that there was probable cause to go ahead with Black's prosecution, rebuffing defense attorney efforts to have the case thrown out. Black is due in court for an arraignment on January 13th. Well, if Kyle is off for shooting 3 people and killing 2, he's out. They ain't about to do nothing to Black. Rittenhouse was released Friday. $2 million. Let's say, in response to a Freedom of Information Act request, Antioch police released recorded interview with Black and Rittenhouse older sister Faith late Thursday. The videos give the first glimpse at how the investigation unfolded. I wish I had that video. Yeah. I need the video. So I'm gonna get on to the McMichaels. What do you guys think about them trying to bond out? I think they lost their damn mind. Give me a second, guys. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Make this go viral. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral.
thoughts in space, yeah. I get how to make it, Mary makes me painless. I just do my own thing, yeah, I'm dominating. Look at how they watching, know they see me popping. I come with no brakes, shorty, ain't no way I'm stopping. I was broken, starving, grocery stores we robbed them. Coming from the mud, you don't really have an option. Falling ain't an option, so I took the cockpit, riding in my spaceship. I feel like a Martian, yeah, I really want it, so I'm gonna make it. Said I really want it, yeah, I'm gonna take it. You take me to my high, when I'm low, when I'm hot, don't let go. It's alright, girl, I know that you love it when you feel it deep inside. Like a pole, eat a ride like a pro. Take a ride down the road, I'm your captain.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and switch it over to Ahmaud Arbery or Arbery. His mother, I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of people talking about it, but I know these McMichaels was trying to bind out. Like, I don't know what made them think they could, but well, yes, I do. But I wanted to. This is Ahmaud Arbery's mom and her statement that she made about a week ago, right in court. Now, this report is coming from WSAV3. Of course, we got to get through the commercial or the ad.
And you prepared a short written statement, I think a statement that you wish to share with the court about your son and about this voluntary today. Is that correct?
That is correct. Someone contacted my attorney on the behalf of Glenn County this past spring during the course of the GBI's secondary investigation. They discovered what they believe to be one of Ahmaud's bone fragments near where he was murdered in Satilla Shores. They wanted to know what we wanted to do with those pieces of my son that they were still discovering in the streets. I have sat here and I've listened to the attorneys for both Travis and Gregory. They tried to explain that their clients believed that my son was a trespasser. On that bright Sunday afternoon, as he ran down the streets, he was somehow engaged in a criminal enterprise. Their sense is summed up in an idea of grabbing their guns, chasing, boxing my son in with the vehicles, pursuing him, and eventually shooting him to death.
Don't it, Joy?
Ripping his body into pieces. And that was the right thing to do. Then, if given the opportunity, both men would do the same thing again. These men are proud of what they've done. And they want to go home because in their selfish minds, they think that they're the good guys. And I and my family is left literally to pick up the pieces. As the court may imagine, I have suffered. I continue to suffer mentally and emotionally while I wait for justice for my son. My daughter, Jasmine's older sister, Jasmine Ahmaud's older sister, his best friend, just had her first baby. I often think as she begins the journey of motherhood, will I have the words of wisdom to help her along the way? Mothers protect their children. I wasn't given the opportunity to protect my son. I'm here to ask this court to help me be a mother who protects my grandchildren and fight for justice for my son. He ran this path many times, and our home was just a light jog away. But for him, no matter how he maneuvered, matter how fast he ran, no matter how fast he ran, or how quickly he turned, these men refused to let him go home. They should not go home now to prepare for their defense.
Or ever.
To enjoy their children and grandchildren, and to be embraced by the community. These men are as dangerous today as they were on February 23rd of 2020. It is not fair for these guys to even get a pre-trial release, even for consideration. They cannot go home. In the name of justice, decency, and fairness, please keep these men behind bars until they can answer for what they did. And I also want to ask the courts. Ahmaud wasn't allowed to go home. Ahmaud wasn't even allowed the chance to live. He was denied all of that. Thank you.
Yep. Ahmaud couldn't go home, so they ain't going home. And then it was proven that they racist, man. Yep. So that was her statement in court about a week ago. I feel so sorry for her. Like, I don't know how much support she's getting, but I don't know if y'all been seeing people talking about it, but I haven't. And then the fact that these guys didn't even get arrested right away. So they had their freedom before they got caught. They thought they was getting away with this. I mean, and they would have. If noise wouldn't have been made about this, they literally would have got away with this. Now, I want to go to Travis McMichael's friend's testimony. Let's see. Because it's like 7 hours here, but obviously we're not going to listen at all that. So here's something 5 months ago that the investigator said, though. Hold on.
This is going to involve an uncomfortable conversation, and you and I have talked about this a couple of times. Is that correct? Yes, sir, we have.
Come on, it's buffering. Now it reads, Travis McMichael said racial slurs after Ahmaud was shot. So come on. Now it wants to buffer. During a preliminary hearing in...
You know that I want to ask you about a particular quote that Travis McMichael stated on the crime scene that was overheard by one of the defendants and shared with investigators prior to police arriving. Correct. That's correct, yes, sir. And though this may be an uncomfortable conversation for the benefit of the court and for the record, we're making it clear that this is not your quote. It's not the GBI's quote. This is a quote from a statement of Mr. Bryan as to what he heard Travis McMichael say prior to police arriving, correct? Very much so, yes, sir. Understanding that and understanding that it might be a little uncomfortable to talk about the words because it involves a curse word and something else, I need to ask you about that quote. Can you please articulate for the court what Mr. Bryan said he heard Travis McMichael say prior to police arriving after the fatal shooting? Yes, Mr. Bryan said that after the shooting took place, before police arrival, while Mr. Aubrey was on the ground, that he heard Travis McMichael make the statement.
Now they didn't have
NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel.
Really?
Subscribe by clicking on that button down here.
I really don't even know what he said because they bleeped it out so fast. Like, really? Y'all know y'all say this shit at home amongst your friends. Just say it.
Uncomfortable conversation. Articulate for the court what Mr. Bryan said he heard Travis McMichael say prior to police arriving after the fatal shooting. Yes, Mr. Bryan said that after the shooting took place, before police arrival, while Mr. Aubrey was on the ground, that he heard Travis McMichael make the statement.
He said, "I got that nigger," is what he said.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our...
They don't bleep it out like that. We could have. Wait a minute. Now this is from Georgia judge denies bond. They sitting there looking stupid as hell. Okay, so this is day 2 of the bond. It's only like a 2-minute clip.
This morning, the father and son accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery could learn whether a judge will let them out of jail while awaiting trial. Today is day 2 of their bond hearing in Brunswick, Georgia. A lot happening on day 1. Mara Sirianni joining us live in Midtown with more on Ahmaud's mother's emotional words to the court and what we can expect today.
Well, the judge called a recess around 5 o'clock last night, so things will continue and pick up there again in Brunswick at 10 o'clock this morning. Now, yesterday we heard a judge, we heard attorneys for Travis and Gregory McMichael, I should say, asking that judge to throw out some of the charges against them, including malice murder. So, Sheila, as you mentioned, this is a bond hearing, and the McMichaels have been locked up since May. Now, yesterday, the father and son duo appearing by video conference, one by one, friends and family of the McMichaels took the stand.
You see, they've been locked up since May. Ahmaud was killed in February, so y'all had y'all freedom.
And told the judge why they should be released on bond. Police say Arbery, who was 25 years old, was chased and cornered by the McMichaels and another man as he was jogging through a Brunswick neighborhood back in February. Cell phone video of the incident shows Travis shoot Arbery 3 times. He died at the scene. Attorneys for the
He was referring to a raccoon. Okay. A raccoon with gold teeth and a high point 45. It was being facetious.
Okay, so this is his best friend, and he was having a conversation with McMichael. So watch how he tried to act like they wasn't talking about black people on here. They was clearly talking about black folks shooting black people. Hold on.
And family members told the judge McMichaels are not flight risks, and so they are asking that they be let out on bond. Meanwhile, Ahmaud Arbery's mother also spoke, and she says, why should they be able to be let out on bond and go home when her son was never able to?
I'm going to find that testimony.
All right, Mara, thank you. And Cobb County District Attorney Juliet Holmes had been appointed special prosecutor for this case back in May, the 3rd prosecutor assigned. You know, some of you had questions about what would happen after Holmes lost her re-election last week to former Assistant Solicitor General Flynn Brody. While Holmes will no longer oversee the case, it will stay with the Cobb DA's office. And there are a lot of layers to this case that has made national headlines dating back to February. We've posted a timeline of key events. Just head on over to the 11 Alive app and search for the Seen on TV section.
Yeah, let me find this. They was talking about some gold teeth and something. And he tried to say it's so ridiculous. I can't even remember what he said because I had just briefly ran across it. Wait a minute. Testimony claims Travis McMichael called him the N-word after. Is this the one I was just?
Thank you, sir. The last thing that I think I need to talk to you about, well, last couple things. This has been involved in an uncomfortable conversation, and you and I have talked about this a couple times. Is that correct? Yes, sir, we have. You know that I want to ask you about a particular quote that Travis McMichael stated on the crime scene.
I'm looking for a trans interview.
And shared with investigators prior to type it in. Correct. That's correct. Yes, sir. And though this may be an uncomfortable conversation for the benefit of the court and for the record, we're making it clear that this is not your quote. It's not the GBI's quote.
The thing of it is, man, when you get into trouble, you got to think about everything you ever posted on social media. They gonna take it literal, man. Which, I mean, a racist is a racist, though. Hearing begins. Travis, nope. Ooh, that's his mother? Good Lord. She looked like him, or he looked like her. Let's see. The reveal, police failed to render aid. Wow.
The Georgia legislature approved a bipartisan hate crimes bill today. It creates harsher penalties for crimes motivated by race, sexual orientation, or religion. The bill now heads to Governor Kim's desk. Calls were renewed for the bill after the death of Ahmaud Arbery in Glenn County. He was shot to death while jogging back in February. One of the men accused of killing him told police he thought Arbery was behind recent break-ins. Tonight, in an 11 Alive exclusive, Arbery's mom talked to our Hope Ford about the bill the family's attorney says may have Ahmaud's name on it.
I'm happy, but at the same time, I have to snap it back into reality that Ahmaud is gone. But, you know, his name will live forever, I think.
Ahmaud Arbery's mom, Wanda Cooper, exhausted but happy over the passage of a hate crime bill on Tuesday. She hopes the move will prevent other mothers from experiencing the same pain of losing a child in a potentially racially motivated crime. Her lawyer, Lee Merritt, points to the bill as one of several long-term takeaways created out of the current Black Lives Matter movement.
This new law is in place, and it will be in place next week, or next month, or next year, when this issue is no longer trending.
The bill went back and forth in the legislature for a week, first adding police as a protected class under the law, then removing them and placing police protections under a separate bill that passed, a move that Georgia NAACP President Reverend James Woodall says proves there's more work to be done.
We already have laws on the books that increase the penalty for crimes committed against that particular profession. And to only add to that in this moment.
As a doctor, I know the value of good therapy. So, dear friends, may I prescribe 2 activities to help us experience the healing power of gratitude.
Earlier tonight, I talked exclusively with Ahmaud Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, and the family attorney, Lee Merritt. I started by asking Ms. Cooper Jones to describe her day watching in that courtroom.
Today was a good day, I think. Again, I learned new information. Some of the information was shocking. It gave me a sense of closure of the last minutes of my son's life.
For a moment, you had to leave. Tell us about that moment where you decided that you wouldn't stand for listening to this anymore.
There was a testimony being given by discussing Ahmaud's mental illness. That meant that Ahmaud is no longer with us. I gathered that Ahmaud couldn't speak, and I was in a position where I couldn't speak on his behalf, so I chose to listen.
Mr. Mayor, I followed your live tweet and your live feed this morning. Tell me your biggest takeaways from today.
These were people who were clearly motivated by race. When they attacked Ahmaud, when they identified him as a criminal, when he defended themselves, they thought of him as a dangerous black man. The defense really leaned into the predatory black man image from somebody who was clearly under attack. It was honestly very bizarre how committed they were to this racism that made up their defense.
As a mom who feels this like none other, what is your response to what we're seeing, not even just in the country, but across the world right now in response to what is happening?
I'm very thankful at this point. I'm glad that the voices are being heard, not only in Ahmaud's case, but in all the other cases as well. I think that Ahmaud's death and Mr. Floyd's death as well will implement change. This change is what we need.
We will continue to follow up both of those national stories.
So we have learned that one of the suspects is a very fluid situation in Arbery's death, allegedly used racist language in social media posts, and uttered a racial slur after Arbery was actually killed. We're talking about 25-year-old Arbery that he followed. He was followed and ultimately shot and killed in a Brunswick neighborhood. Video of his death sparked a national outcry and led to the arrest of 3 men. A father and son, Gregory and Travis McMichael, and their friend, William Bryan. Well, today a preliminary hearing was held for all three suspects in Brunswick. Reveal investigator Andy Parati was in the courtroom today, and he joins us now with some of those startling details. And Andy, we now have a better idea why GBI arrested the man who actually recorded this video.
Yeah, Ron, for months, William Bryan has been saying he was simply a witness to this crime, but he just stumbled upon it and started recording cell phone video. Well, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, that was far from the truth. Earlier this morning, the lead GBI agent over the case said Bryan coordinated with Gregory and Travis McMichael by following Arbery in their trucks and essentially pinning him in between their vehicles to prevent him from escaping multiple times before Travis ultimately shot and killed him. Here's how the lead GBI investigator explained it to a state prosecutor.
Did he talk about his attempts to sort of run Mr. Arbery off the road or push him off the road using his vehicle? Yes, he made several statements about trying to block him in and using his vehicle to try to stop him. His statement was that Mr. Arbery kept jumping out of the way and moving around the bumper, actually running down into the ditch in an attempt to avoid his truck.
Yeah, he was trying to get out your way. He was trying not to die. Now, the amazing thing to me is that this dude is so delusional, this Roddy Rod guy who recorded everything, that he actually thought that this video was going to clear them. Are you freaking serious? I'm so glad they're so privileged to think that. Dumbass. If without that video, these guys probably wouldn't be arrested right now. But they recorded because it's a prize. It's a prize. I'm surprised they didn't used to hang black people's heads on the wall like they do deers. That's how much of a prize. That's how proud they are. That's why they couldn't help themselves but to record it. And then, from my understanding, the McMichael's sister posted it on social media, his dead body. Like, really, like, look what we did. Look what we caught, guys.
And who shot Arbery, Travis McMichael, allegedly called Arbery the N-word after he was dead on the ground. Arbery's mother says that was the most shocking part of today's hearing.
What stood out the most, I think, is to learn that after my son laid there in the streets dead, that he didn't do any type of remorse at all. He continued to use the word that he used. Despite he had killed him, he was dead.
That's hatred.
Now, GBI has found at least 2 other instances on social media where Travis used the N-word. The judge in this case has ruled that there is enough evidence to move forward with the trial pending an indictment from a grand jury. Ron.
All right, Andy, thanks a lot for the update.
Developments in the Ahmaud Arbery case. A South Georgia judge says there is enough evidence to move forward with the trial against the 3 men charged with killing Arbery. Arbery was shot and killed in Brunswick back in February. Cell phone video shows the moment it happened, sparking national outrage. 2 months later, Gregory McMichael, his son Travis, and their neighbor, William Roddy Bryan, were all charged with his murder. 11 Alive Reveal investigator Andy Parati learned new revelations in court today about the moments after Arbery's death.
Throughout the day, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation revealed new information they say shows the 3 men hunted Arbery down, ultimately executing him, including the man who pulled the trigger and his use of the N-word. Today, dozens of protesters outside of the Glenn County Courthouse demand 3 men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery stay behind bars while they await their trial. Inside, a special agent with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation disclosed new details about the case, including William Bryan's role in Arbery's death. He originally claimed he was just a witness who recorded the shooting with his cell phone. This morning, GBI says he worked with the McMichaels to try to capture Arbery.
You boxed him in.
He made several statements about trying to block him in and using his vehicle to try to stop him. His statement was that Mr. Arbery kept jumping out of the way and moving around the bumper and actually running down into the ditch in an attempt to avoid his truck.
After the shooting, Bryan says Travis McMichael used a racial slur to describe Arbery.
Mr. Bryan said that after the shooting took place, before police arrival, while Mr. Aubrey was on the ground, that he heard Travis Michael make a statement.
Oh, F-U-N. Wow.
What stood out the most, I think, is to
Wow.
learn that after my son laid this in the streets dead, that he didn't feel any type of remorse at all. He continued to use the word that he used. Despite he had killed him, he was dead.
GBA also disclosed Travis shot Arbery 3 times, twice in the chest and a 3rd time in his right wrist. Previous reports showed Travis shot Arbery in the hand to try to defend himself.
What that indicates to us is that it was not a defensive shot. It was an offensive shot where he planned to kill Ahmaud Arbery by shooting him body center mass in the chest. It wasn't in response to any assault on him.
GBI found 2 social media posts where Travis also used the N-word. A grand jury date has not been set. All 3 men remain behind bars.
Earlier tonight, I talked exclusively with Ahmaud Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, and the family attorney, Lee Merritt. I started by asking Miss Cooper Jones to describe her day watching in that courtroom.
Today was a good day, I think.
Yeah, they got a lot of damn nerve. Now you want to go home? Like, Ahmaud wanted to go home. And that idiot's own testimony proves that Ahmaud was not the aggressor. He was trying to run into ditches and trying to maneuver all kind of ways to avoid them. And they did everything they could to kill this man. Hang they ass. And the prosecutor or whoever didn't have them locked up in the beginning. Like, that's what I want to know. What's happening with that person that just buried it? Because they was free for months. And I really do believe, I didn't hear no noise about it until NFAC, when they first surfaced, when they went to their house. That's when everything started happening. At least that's when I seen everything happening. But I'm glad that it was denied. I cannot find the friend's testimony. It's like a 7-8 hour thing that I just don't want to try to. I was hoping they had it out somewhere where I could find it, but I can't find it. And then who else? The last person I have in the on the banner is Quawan Bobby Charles. The fact that he was laid to rest on Saturday. I did already post a video of his mom's exclusive interview with Good Morning America, and you guys can go back and watch that. I posted some clips from his funeral and things like that. Give me a second. Let's take a little commercial break.
I just do my own thing, yeah, I'm dominating. Riding in my spaceship, going different places. Too much on my mind, I need to give my thoughts some space, yeah. I get how to make it, Mary makes me painless. I just do my own thing, yeah, I'm dominating. Look at how they watching, know they see me popping. I come with no brakes, shorty, ain't no way I'm stopping. I was broken, starving, grocery stores we robbed them. Coming from the mud, you don't really have an option. Falling ain't an option, so I took the cockpit. Riding in my spaceship, I feel like a Martian. Yeah, I really want it, so I'm gonna make it. Said I really want it, yeah, I'm gonna take it. You take me to my high, when I'm low, when I'm hot, don't let go. It's alright, girl, I know that you love it when you feel it deep inside. Like a pole, eat a ride like a pro. Take a ride down the road, I'm your captain.
To get back to the question I was asking, now that I've shown you the text
I think this is his friend right here.
do you recall that text exchange between you and defendant Travis McMichael in which he was talking about shooting a black coon with gold teeth?
Yeah, how did I find this? Hold on. This is the part I was looking for. Talking about something black with gold teeth. Oh, this just sounds so ridiculous. Hold on. He was referring to a raccoon. Hold on. Now I'm gonna just let it play.
A raccoon with gold It was me. Decision. To which you responded that this raccoon needed Newport cigarettes. Is that your testimony? That is an exchange between you and defendant Travis McMichael, correct? Yes, sir.
Both of y'all racist. What that proves. He looks stupid too right now. He looks dumb as hell right now. Oh shoot.
Just ask you about some friends that you testified that Travis was close with who also right? And do you recall whether or not Travis also worked with other members of the community who were black? Yes, sir. Okay. Did he do that at the drilling company? Yes, sir. Okay, when you were talking earlier about working with people across different backgrounds and different races, is that what you were speaking about? Yes, in part. Okay. So you've just been shown what's a text communication between you and Travis about some joke that was texted back and forth.
That's the friend.
Do you guys make inappropriate jokes sometimes? Yes. How does that kind of sense of humor permeate within the community here and with you and your friends? I'm not sure how that's relevant to your inquiry about bond. You brought it up, Judge, I'm sorry, the state brought it up, wants to know the kind of communications that he's had with Mr. Michael, so I'm asking what communication he's had.
I gotta go back to that one part. Oh shoot.
The question is about the way that this witness and others may interact through text messages, sending each other jokes or inappropriate comments and making inappropriate comments to each other. And ask about that. I believe the state has offered this to refresh his memory about something to do with it for the purpose of saying that this is some type of racist communication between Mr. and Michael. I'm assuming that's where they're going with their argument. So I'm going to ask him about whether or not these type of jokes exist and who they exist between and whether this is not consistent with this question. That's not consistent with that. I understand that's what his testimony was. The way that he was asked the question illuminated what could be an argument. I guess if your Honor doesn't want me to recharacterize it, that's which I'm not going to do. But making jokes, I guess what we could do, Judge, is see where the state goes. I understand what the question says. Am I going outside what the text is? I get that. I just understand what the state is proposing to bring up later. So why don't we have to hold and see where it goes. Mr. Gunn. Okay. I think the other one you said you did. Okay, don't have anything further.
Nah, I want to hear that about the king. I want to hear this.
Whatever happens in this case, you'll continue to be a supporter of his, just as all. Are you aware whether or not Travis has friends that fall across the diversity of our community, and whether he's got personal relationships with people who are black, white, and other? Yes, sir. Have you seen him in those relationships? Yes, sir. One. Okay. And how would you describe that friendship? And then Travis McMichael, after this happened, by putting up in Rob's case, is that correct? Yes. We will do that. So tell us your full name. Zachary Total Langford. And Zach, how old are you? 35. Where are you from? Brunswick, Georgia. How long have you continued to live in Brunswick your whole life? Yes. Okay. What kind of work do you do? I work for a wheel drilling company. What are your responsibilities? Maintenance, municipal wheel, house wheels, equipment, welding.
Oh, this ain't gonna work out too well.
Yes, well. Okay. And where did your work take you? Just within.
Well, you see what he looked like. I can't hold it.
Do you know Travis? Yes, sir. 30 plus years. How old would that make you both? First, 5, 6. Okay. Well, we've had this Sawyer here claiming to be his best friend. Do you disagree with that, or are y'all close? You and Travis? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Okay. How close would you say that you are? Well, my best friend. So you're in competition. All right. So tell me, what types of things do you and Travis do together? Hunt, fish. I mean, just a multitude of things. Do you spend family time together? I mean, we have dinner together, families have dinner together, and yeah, are you married? Yes, sir. You have kids? Yes, sir. How many children do you have? I have 2. Under the age of 15. Do you know Travis's son ever? Yes, sir. What about his parents? Do you know Travis's parents? Yes, sir. Do y'all spend time together with your children and your families? Yes, sir. What type of time does that include? Is it just dinner at each other's houses? Do you all travel together? But dinner, cookout, just hanging out. About how many times a month would you say, or a week would you say that you talk with Travis or spend time with Travis? I talk to him on a daily basis. We spend time with him on weekends, weeknight. Okay. Have you ever worked together? Yes, sir. What type of work did y'all do together? He worked at the wheel drilling company with myself. All right, so you were able to observe him as a worker. Yes, sir. How long did y'all work together at that company? 2 year and a half, 2 years. Did you see how he worked with others? Yes, sir. Okay. And by others, I mean people of different backgrounds, different races, different sort of status, community, all that. Yes, sir. How would you classify or qualify the way that he worked with others from different backgrounds? He got along with everybody. I never saw him argue with anybody. Did you find that he was respectful or not? Oh, he was respectful, yes, sir. Can you explain that? He never not did what he was told to do by the gentleman that he worked with. They never argued with each other, fussed or fought or anything. I mean, yes, sir, no, sir. Is what he was told. Have you worked with him in any other capacity other than the weld company? No, sir. Okay, so in that working environment and that social environment growing up together, have you come to develop an opinion about what Travis's reputation in the community? It's not just what you think about it, but in the community, about him being an honest and trustworthy person. Yes, sir. And what is that reputation? Well, not a lot of people out there that don't trust him, that wouldn't trust him to do anything. I mean, he never belittled anyone, I guess, to the point where it would be they didn't like him. So on that, have you ever seen him be confrontational with somebody to try to cause an argument or cause a fight? Never. What about his reputation for being a violent person? He's the one. Okay, why do you say that? I've known him 30 plus years. I've never seen him mad one time. Mad to a fight. I've never seen. How would you describe his personality? Funny, outgoing, make you laugh. Don't make everybody laugh. Did Travis ever share with you that his neighborhood was having some issues with break-ins or problems? Yes, sir. Were you aware that he had gotten a gun stolen from him? Did he share that with you? Yes, sir. Did he ever lose his temper about that or swear vengeance or violence against those people in this community that were committing those crimes? No, sir. Is that the kind of person that you know him to be? After the shooting incident that happened on the 23rd, did Travis share with you anything about how that shooting and that death made him feel? Feel remorse. He didn't like what happened. Did he express to you about whether it caused him, sleeping problems or emotional problems, that he was sad about it, anything like that? Did he share that with you? I guess is my question. Yeah, sir. He talked about he was having trouble sleeping. Long as that time, for a couple days. He felt remorse for it. Are you aware whether or not Travis has friends that fall across the diversity of our community, and whether he's got personal relationships with people who are black, white, and others? Yes, sir. Couple. Have you seen him in those relationships? Yes, sir. One. Okay. And how would you describe that friendship? Just same friendship me and that same fella had. I mean, he was no different. We treated him different. Never. Do you have any core beliefs on the way that you were raised that's in common with Travis about how you treat people? Treat everybody with respect. I was raised. He was too. I'm around him long enough to know his father was in the same boat mine was. Always have respect for your elders and everybody until they give you a reason not to respect them. But always. Did you ever see him get violent against people of color? One of the considerations that the court is here to determine today is whether or not to let Travis have a bond. Part of that consideration is to try to determine if Travis is the kind of guy who was going to run away if he were to be given a bond. Essentially flee the jurisdiction of this court. Do you have any opinion about whether or not Travis, like you know, is the type of person that would run away of this problem or flee the jurisdiction of the court? Yeah. What is your opinion about whether he would do that? He would not do it. Why do you think he would do that? He's got more sense than that. I mean, he's not gonna mess anything up. I mean, he just wouldn't do it. He's gonna abide by the law tells him to stay where he's supposed to stay. He's gonna stay where he's supposed to stay. What about the court's concern that he might just go out there in the community and start confronting potential witnesses in this case, try to intimidate those people?
Shit. Sorry. Damn. I just dropped a whole bottle of perfume.
He's not going to do anything outside of the scope of whatever he's told not to do. He's told not to do anything, that's what's going to happen. Have you and your wife discussed whether or not you'd be willing to assist Travis in making a bond in terms of the financial responsibilities associated with that? You told me you would be willing to do that. Yes, sir. And what all did you discuss that you'd be willing to do? Property. Both of my properties that I own are fine. Where are those properties located in terms of this county? In Brunswick. Okay, you own both of those properties. Do you understand that by putting up your property means you need to sign the deed over to the court? To lose those properties, if Travis McMichael decides to flee the jurisdiction of the court, then those things could be forever taken from him to satisfy his return to court. You understand that? Yes, sir. And are you still willing to keep those properties? Yes, sir. Do you know of others who are willing to do that? Yes, sir. Another one of the questions that I have for you is, Travis needs to come to court. if he needs to be here, on time and always be present, are you willing to assist him, whether it's just getting a ride or being his alarm clock that morning or making sure that he's in the right
Don't worry, he's not getting out.
Just if the court decided that he wanted to be put on house arrest, would you be willing to let him live jazz? Yes, sir. If the court decided that he needs to be on an ankle monitor, which requires a cost, a daily cost, would you be willing to help him financially with that daily cost? As much as I could, yeah. If Travis was able to get a bond that night, be on hold to find a new work, does he have the type of skills that you're aware of that you think he could work around Glenn, Brunswick to make money to support himself? Do you know of people who would be willing to give him a job? Right on. I mean, I'm probably can think there were a couple, but I mean, that's not. This is safe sure they would, but it's been a touchy political case. Yes. And that's impacted everyone. I understand. But it's your opinion, though, that he has the kind of skills to make money and you would try to help him work if you could. Yes, sir. Okay. We'll have you good program. Yes, sir. Mr. Langford, my name's Jesse Edwards. I'm a prosecutor with the state. You and I have not had a chance to talk, but I understand that you've talked regularly with the defendant based on your testimony prior to his arrest, correct? Yes, sir. And you couched your relationship with him as being best friends. Is that accurate? Yes, sir. And you were interviewed by the Georgia Bureau of Investigations regarding this case back on May the 13th of 2020. And at that time, you indicated that you knew the defendant since he was 4 years old. Yeah. That being Travis McMichael, since we have multiple defendants here, correct? Yes, sir. Did you also know Greg McMichael? Yeah, being associated with Travis. Okay. Yes. You were asked a question about relationships that Travis McMichael might have with minorities, and I think you said that you know of one black friend that he has. Is that accurate? Yes, sir. Okay. Can't think of any others. I know two, but one that he was more prevalent to be around than others. I got you. Well, let's focus on who Travis McMichael knew. I want to ask you about this property that you just given testimony about. You said you had 2 pieces of property. Is that accurate? Yes, sir. Okay. Are they both here in Glenn County? Yes, sir. And your testimony is that if he was granted bond, you being Travis McMichael, you'd be willing to put up your property in support of his bond, correct? Yes, sir. And then candidly, when you were asked about work, you know Travis McMichael has no job right now, correct? Okay. And there's no guaranteed work for him if you were granted bond, correct? Correct. To your knowledge, he doesn't own any house or any assets out in the community at present, correct? Okay. I want to ask you, since the topic was brought up, first of all, you're a supporter of Travis McMichael, correct? You're on his behalf. Yes, sir. And whatever happens in this case, you'll continue to be a supporter of his just as a lifelong friend, correct? Yes, sir. Okay. You'll admit, though, you don't know all of the facts of this case. You know what defendant Travis McMichael told you afterwards, correct? The facts that I've heard come out, media and other sources, yes, sir. One of the things that you told law enforcement is that you know that Travis McMichael knows the difference between right and wrong because he's has somewhat of a background in that, correct? Yes, sir. Okay. And you also told the Georgia Bureau of Investigations that you know that Travis McMichael regularly carries a firearm. Yes, sir. You'd seen him. He's testifying about what was told earlier. I think that's improper why he just asked the witness these questions. It feels like this is improper impeachment. You just should ask the witness what he knows instead of telling the witness what he told somebody else. I think it's improper impeachment. That's what it is. I'm not sure that it's impeachment, but this is cross-examination. So, cross-examination. Yeah, he's telling him what he told somebody else, but he's got the witness here. He just cross-examined the witness, nobody knows. And I'm certainly oriented. Which was my question, at least oriented, at least to his prior statements, so that he can have the ability to see what the television people do. I heard a couple questions ago, the question was there an opportunity? My understanding, so my question was, will your team see that? That's correct, it's GBI. Sure. You've seen Travis McMichael carry a firearm regularly. Actually, I'm not Sure. And I think I did ask you just to rephrase it, make sure we're clear. You recall making a statement to the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, correct? Yes, sir. Okay. And was that an accurate statement? Yes, sir. You regularly saw and know that Travis regularly carried a firearm, correct? Yes, sir. Okay. And multiple firearms, accurate? Yes, sir. I want to ask you, I'm not trying to get too personal here, but I need to ask you about some messages, both on social media and text messages. In addition to your communications that you have with Travis McMichael over the years, you've also communicated not just face-to-face and by phone, but by Facebook and through text messages too. Yes, sir. Okay. Specifically, I want to ask you about some racial messages that you and he shared. Do you recall those messages? I do not. Okay. Objection, let me do my objection at this moment. I don't understand how this line of questioning is going to aid in predicting future behavior of Travis McMichael. Now, I understand the court is on determined.
Now let's hear it.
Late analysis here, letter 403. What's so probative about this?
Why are you trying to block it?
Helping the court decide how is this predicted.
It's relevant, buddy.
Race was brought up by the defense. I have information that I need to ask this witness about related to what was asserted affirmatively on direct. Second, based on some of the things we talked about before this witness took the stand this morning involving our motions, if there is things of a racial nature that were communicated between the two of them, I think it goes to some of the problems that you'll be assessing during argument, including whether or not there's a concurrent investigation as to racial aspects around this case. I'll direct your attention, since you said you did not recall, to Facebook, a post on October the 17th of 2019. Do you recall Travis commenting on a photo that you posted and you said, quote, ha 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 ha, exclamation point, sayonara, you're slant-eyed, F-U-C-K-S. Do you remember that? Do you by chance know what that post was that you put up, to which Travis McMichael replied with slant-eyed F-U-C-K-S? We asked you about some text messages between you and Travis McMichael, specifically November the 28th of 2019. Do you remember Travis McMichael texting you about shooting a crackhead coon with gold teeth and a high point 45? You remember that text exchange?
This is the one I was talking about.
No, sir, not. You actually responded to it, saying something about Newports and 40. You remember that?
Both of them some racist asses.
No, sir, I do not remember that. I think it'd be appropriate to show to the witnesses so you can recognize instead of testifying of that. Well, I believe I'm laying the foundation for doing just that, so I've asked the questions. You show them the text. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm a good reason. All heading in the same direction. That's my service, not all of them. So, I'm privileged to all. Look over here, this is called an extraction report.
Shall we refresh your memory?
I didn't plan on taking it if you'd like to. I just refresh your memory. Yes. This is November 28th, 2019. This is the exchange with Travis and yourself. You want to read over that for a minute? Just to himself. So, to yourself, I just see it all. Refresh your recollection.
Of course he don't recall.
To get back to the question I was asking, now that I've shown you the text messages themselves, do you recall that text exchange between you and defendant Travis McMichael in which he was talking about shooting a black raccoon with gold teeth that had a high point 45? He was referring to a raccoon. Okay. No, a raccoon with gold teeth and a high point 45.
Why?
To which you responded that this raccoon needed Newport cigarettes. Is that your testimony?
Look how stupid he looked. Liar.
That is an exchange between you and defendant Travis McMichael, correct? Yes, sir.
Racist as hell. That just proves they are all racist. Birds of a feather flock together. Look how dumb he looked. Let him off the hook. See ya. Thanks. That's all we need from you, best friend.
Travis just asked you about some friends that
Vine? No.
testified that Travis was close with who are also black. Right? And do you recall whether or not Travis also worked with other members of the community who were black? Yes, sir. Okay. Did he do that at the drilling company? Yes, sir. Okay. When you were talking earlier about working with people across different backgrounds and different races, is that what you were speaking about? Yes. In part. Okay. So you've just been shown what's a text communication between
you can't pick who you work with.
Texts back and forth.
You can't choose who you work with, just like you can't choose family. So what? He worked with black people and different ethnic groups. What the hell that mean? He's still racist as hell.
Do you guys make inappropriate jokes sometimes? Yes. How does that kind of sense of humor permeate within the community here and with you and your friends? I'm not sure how that's relevant to your inquiry about bond. But you brought it up. Judge, I'm sorry, the state brought it up. Wants to know the kind of communications that he's had with Mr. McMichael. So I'm asking, what kind of communications have you had? Okay. Explain that. The question is about the way that this witness and others may interact through text messages, sending each other jokes or inappropriate comments and making inappropriate comments to each other and asking about that. I believe the state has offered this to refresh his memory about something to do with a coup for the purpose of saying that this is some type of racist communication between Mr. McMichael. I'm assuming that's where they're going with their argument. So I'm going to ask him about whether or not these types of jokes exist and who they exist between and whether this is not consistent with his testimony. That's not with his testimony without the computers. I understand that's what his testimony was. But the way that he was asked the question illuminated what could be an argument. I guess if Your Honor doesn't want me to recharacterize the testimony, which I'm not going to do, but making jokes I guess what we could do, Judge, is see where the state goes. I understand what the questions are. Am I going outside?
All right, I've had about enough of that. Only reason why I let it play that long is because I was doing something. But yeah, so that friend's testimony proves nothing but he's a racist piece of crap. His friend is too, and that's just how they vibe. So I'm happy that their bond or bail was denied and they will be in jail, at least until the trial, I'm assuming. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Make this go viral. All right, guys, I really appreciate you hanging out as long as you did. We are on an hour and 43 minutes. That is quite long. I am going to go ahead and end now. But please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 1K subscribers. That's what I'm trying to do, so I can get myself up and rolling like I'm supposed to, guys. So again, thank you guys for hanging out. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral.